and let's go over one of the another good frames. Well, I can't say one of the best because at the moment, yes, they're really good, but I can't put them in my top four. Okay, well, I mean, I kind of can, but kind of can't. Okay, top four trolling frames, yes. Top four like best efficiency, power, not really, but I will say they are good enough, especially for the beginning stages of Still Path, and is usable inside of Still Path, at least 100 between levels 100 and 180, right? Possibly level 200s if built correctly. I don't have the very best build for this, but this is what I'm running so far, and it seems to be running very good. Okay? And actually, I'm not even running shield gate, and it was running really well shield gating. So, yeah. Don't worry about the bow, guys. This I have to actually build out. I'm just going to be running some tests with it, which, by the way, is going to be very, very horrible starting out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. But what we're focused on is going to be the Galantine Prime, which right now is only running this. And it's going to be very, very good. Okay? So, what we're going to do, show you guys quickly how well this frame can actually operate. I've done it in the Void. I already know what works in the Void, but we're not going to go to the Void to show you guys. We're actually just going to quickly go to Venus, I believe. Actually, is it Venus or Mercury? It might be Venus, yeah. So we got defenses, we got... Where is it? I know there is... There we go, survival. Alright, so we're going to run a survival, where slash and fire is usually what you want to run against the infected here, but not going to worry about it because the sword already has base slash damage, and we're using something else when it comes to damage type, which works just fine. Oh god, we actually have like a Necros Prime in here with us. Howdy, brother. Didn't expect one of you to be here, but you're a very good find. You are, yes. Good old Necros Prime, who is now like deciding to run away. And he went through this door. And do I need to like leave the door? There we go. I was about to say leave the door and come back to it. Necros, brother, what are we doing? I will electrify the room for you. And you can make sure the double drop is happening, my dude. Or you can just run across the map. Alright, I mean, that works too. You don't know why you're playing a Necros and not playing him correctly. Hold on, what? Okay, I can understand. You're Mastery 4. You're new. I'll take back what I said. You're new. You don't know what you're doing. Because you really, actually, don't know what you're doing. All good. Not gonna hate on you, brother. Do your thing, complete your missions, get to the star chart, learn the game. Enjoy your time in it. It's a good game. You just gotta learn how to use frames properly. Necros, you want to stay basically near your squad for the fact of you're running a double drop. So if I kill everything near you, or you kill also near yourself, you're going to create energy orbs, health orbs, extra resource drop onto the ground, and you are basically just going to help the squad farm. Which you do not want to do, because you are running every freaking where you possibly can and not staying near the team. You'll learn. He'll learn one day. He'll come in here and be a pro later on. He'll learn. Ooh, Stalker. Okay, who's got him? I wanted to kind of show the build off for this, so... Stalker, where you at? Oh, somebody's already, like, wrecking the crap out of him, kind of. Who is he after? Okay, someone killed their Stalker, which is good. I'll take it. And this is why Volt is so good, guys. Like, that melee speed is nice, and I can't wait to get a, here in, like, what is it? Like, 40 more days, basically? Like, 41 more days? I will get my Primed Fury, which is great. Okay, we're gonna do this. 8 seconds, turn that back to 17. There we go. In like that, and we're just AoE nuking everything to the point where it's just stun locked, keeping them still and making it super easy just to run over and go. There's the kills, there's the kills, right? Pop this in. I don't know why my converts keep saying I'm clicking that when I'm nowhere near clicking it. Come on, PlayStation, new controller, you should not be that far off. There we go. There we go, brother. I'm just gonna make sure it's all shocking and easy for him to kill. Not hard to do. And as soon as I am able to leave, I will leave. I just wanted to show you guys what is going on with this frame and why it's so ridiculously good. Alright? Because I'm able to stun lock a good portion of a large area. Go hunt them down. Grab my kills. And continuously move. On top of being able to make sure I control every one of my teammates. Think of it. If I'm doing this, they're setting inside of it, they're getting the speed boost. They're all able to get that speed boost. Really good to go. And they're probably wanting to go anyways, so we're just going to kind of... Yep. And what we'll do is kind of put up our window barrier. It looks really nice. 3 of us already here. I'm not seeing him coming. That's why I was trying to get the thing out there quickly. But not bad. Could be a lot better in Indo. But again, like, when you're coming in here to farm, it's actually good. One thing I would say against other streamers who have told everyone to go open up their star chart first, you're going to need resources. Because to craft specific things to get your weapons better, to go through the star chart for the harder areas for new players, you're going to need better weapons, and mods is going to require Indo for leveling. So a good way to farm that early on, if you don't have a friend who can take you to go to different farms or even on to Cetus to run you through the missions quickly, is survivals. And having a Necros in there is really great with that, and being able to farm the survivals. Stay in there as long as you can before you have to go. So my thing I would tell early on people, like people playing the game that's new, farm, get the resources, then open up the star chart, because what's going to happen is you are going to be needing to go through your star chart, and to do so you are going to be going through quests, okay, for the main quest here. And some of these, you're going to need some better stuff than what you start with. And that's going to require crafting, which crafting requires resources, okay? Which, let me kind of pop down here right quick. For instance, like a regular frame, like Ash, if you guys somehow grinded her, look, you're going to need neural sensors, rubido, polymer bundle, and alloy plate, right? Just for the Ash neuroptics. Same as if you go to weapons, right? Like the boar, not the prime, because prime you have to go through certain things which are called relic missions, okay? You'll have to go through those in a bit, but which are also nicknamed Fisher missions, is the real thing for them. But if we look at the boar, regular boar, okay? It takes Morphix, alloy plate, plastids, and salvage, right? 750 salvage, 6 Morphix, 900 alloy plate, and 900 plastids. And then you would have to wait your 12 hours, unless you've got the plat, to rush it. And you are going to want to be smart early on in the game to know what you're looking to go for weapon-wise. So I'd start doing like research on YouTube to figure out like good weapons, good frames, which I will tell you, Excalibur is a good early frame, especially since he has an ability sword that you can actually mod correctly to last a lot longer and do a lot more damage. And when I say that, I will actually go ahead and show you guys. So if I find my Excalibur Umbra, which for me is Umbra, but you'll have the regular Excalibur, you just haven't moved through the storyline enough yet to unlock this dude. But pretty much this is going to be the build you guys want to run. Okay, which is going to be like, what is the regular fiber card? Instead of Umbral, you're just going to look for the regular fiber, so you would have to scroll through here till you find fiber. Hold on, if I actually just do fiber, right? Still fiber, you would actually run this instead of Umbral. Intensify, you would run the regular version. Vitality, you would run the regular version. Primed continuity, you would probably just run the regular continuity unless you actually like picked one up from the Void Trader or you traded plat to get this. Streamline, Energy Nexus, Flow, and Redirection with the Physique card here in this slot. And what you're going to want to do is your Exalted Blade. Don't mind mine because I've modified a card that no longer is able to fit here, by the way. That's why it's off here. But you kind of want to go for Sacrificial Still, Pressure, which is like the Still card again. So if we actually look through here and found Still, you would actually find it. Which I also have Galvanized Still, but you'll see we also have like Prime Pressure Point, so where regular Pressure Point would be up here, I would probably throw this card right here, right? And then Primed Fury, Prime Fever Strike, and then we go through all the other stuff and get out as much damage as you guys can see. 3,000 damage, and this could be way better because of this. But right here, True Still is what I was thinking of. So there's True Still and then Sacrificial Still, which right now I'm using Sacrificial because it actually helps with the with Umbral weapons and frames, and it is a set thing. Enhanced mods in this set. So if I run the other Umbral card here, which for Sacrificial, which would be, if I go back, actually I think there's only, yeah, for melee weapons there's only 2. But pretty much Sacrificial, and then you would see that these go up like 200%, 112%, 112.5%, right? Is there. And that's kind of what we kind of built for, but pretty much that's how you do the Exalted Blade, and you're going to be running through enemies easy. Now the Meseta Prime here, this is just kind of like a oofily weapon, meaning like I didn't really care about it, hence like it's not built proper. And I didn't like do this correct either, but yeah, I don't really use the Meseta Prime. If I were you guys, I would go for something like Galantine, the Graham. You can also do the Cronin Prime. You would want, trying to think of everything right quick. Even an Orthos would be great, because an Orthos is actually a really good weapon. So if you can get that early on, go for that, which requires, I think, like level 1 or 2 mastery rank, so just kind of boost through them real quick by leveling your weapons. But you kind of do want to go for like some of the other stuff too. I do need to get the Nikana Prime, don't I? Okay, I might go for that at some point. I thought I did get the Nikana Prime though, didn't I? Because Dungeon Dragon. Hold on. Maybe I'm just thinking I got the blueprint and I didn't actually craft it. Give me one sec. No. I think I did craft it and Warframe just ate it for some reason. Okay, weird. Very weird, but I might go get it just as a collector's thing at some point. But yeah, pretty much, guys, Excalibur, very good guy. A lot of people will tell you in higher levels that don't know what they're talking about will be like, bro, telling your friend to go Excalibur is like, you should go to prison for that. No, actually, Excalibur is actually really good. And the reason for that is, I'm actually going to show you guys why, okay? So let me, instead of using the Masseter, let me switch over, get my Galantine, which right now is going to be a different color, but that is fine. What we're going to do is run just the melee, just the Exalted Blade as well. So let me actually show you guys kind of what we're going to go for here. I gotta wait on my other thing to build, but even this should still be kind of okay in my bit, because that, which, yeah, is gonna run viral, 3,000 total, yeah, we should be good, okay? Watch this, okay? Actually, I don't know if it's gonna let me refight the bosses or not. We'll see. We'll do this, we'll go up to the junction, and take a quick little gander, right? Let's see if it lets me refight the junction boss. Which, yes, this is one of the easy ones, but all the junctions will run the same. You would come over, you would click the little computer here, which will let you fight this boss, which, yes, it's going to let me fight. Alright. What you do, immediately pop this, run over, and boom. Easy peasy. Okay? That is how every one of your fights are going to go. For every single location. Long as you build your melee correct, your Warframe correct, you will be able to go to any one of these and cheese it. And I'm going to show you guys another one, right? To show you that it ain't just a one-off thing. We're actually going to go to a couple junctions and show you this. Excalibur, great. And if the blade runs out, you can use Radial Blind, and you're able to walk up and do finishers and all different types of stuff onto that, and make sure you just mod your melees correct. Let's go from Earth, like if we're going to Mars, right? So the Mars junction. We'll go to it, and we'll refight the boss here. Sound good, right? Boop, and pop down here. Click on the computer. You can see now that it is going to be Loki. We're going to pop over, bring out the Exalted Blade, and at this point, he is now dead. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's like it's trying to get me to, I don't know. But there we go. Done. Cheesing. I don't have to sit there and take the full fight. I am completely cheesing these fights. Now, let's skip forward to, like, well in the future for these, to show you guys, like, how easy these freaking fights are, man. They're ridiculous easy, right? Alright, let's pop over, do the same thing, but this time, let's go to Jupiter and go to the Saturn junction, okay? Which is going to be a harder boss. And I'm going to show you through the entire solar system. Build the frame correct. Cheese the fuck out of your junctions. Come down here. Do this. We can see it's going to be Ember Spectre. Again, pop in. We are going to pop into this. Come here, Ember. You're dead. And we're on our way out. And all I've used is my Exalted Blade. Well, let's keep going. Right? I'm literally just wrecking the crap out of the bosses so far. Let's see if we can't find one that is going to put up a fight against an Excalibur. Okay? So we done pretty much Jupiter. Let's go to Neptune Pluto. Okay? Even harder boss. Right here, Pluto Junction. And I'm going to show you guys, it's just as easy. Okay? Boop. Pop over. We're going to hit this. There we go. You can see it's an Excalibur. Same thing we are. Do this. Pop out the Exalted Blade. And he is now done. I don't know why it's doing that. It shouldn't be. I might have to figure out what's going on with that to cause me to go out of, like, Temperant into my, like, actual operator. You guys don't have that issue till you get far enough into the storyline. But, boom. Literally, guys, like, matter of seconds that I'm killing these guys. You can do this too. Okay, Excalibur, very good. Okay, so when people say criminal, no, it's criminal to vote against a Excalibur. Let's move on to a harder planet again. So a harder planet would actually be like, alright, we wanted to go to Sedna, so that would be Pluto. So let's do the Pluto-Sedna junction, which is going to be one of the hardest junctions you can get. Okay? Let's take an Excalibur on the adventure and see if they're hard at all. Okay? Pop in, come over here, click this. You guys can see it is a Siren Spectre, and we are going to go ahead and pop this. And Siren Spectre dead. Yes, I lost my shield. Went into shield gate, but Spectre's dead, and I'm out. Dude, I am literally showing Excalibur is good to go through this star chart. And remember, I'm not using my full damage on Excalibur. Remember my damage card that I was like, oh, I could have been using that, but I don't have room for it mod-wise. Bro. Let's carry this one more for like a little further. Sedna, we'll go to. Oh, just go straight to Void. There's no Void junction here. Okay. So I just completed the hardest junction in the game, Pluto to Sedna. Matter of seconds with Excalibur. Matter of seconds. Okay. So, yeah, it's horrible. People are trying to get new players to choose something like Volt or I don't know who the other characters. I know it's like Volt, Excalibur, and one more. I don't remember who it is. But Volt with just the melee. Okay, let's see how a Volt actually would stack against that final boss. Could I actually beat the final boss this way? Who knows? But we got to go to Pluto to find out. So Pluto, Sedna Junction, and let's go fight them again. Let's see. All right, why not? Siren Spectre. Alright, what we're going to do is pop out here. See if we can get that stun. And yes, I would be able to that way. But it's also because my sword is like extra strong and I did get the stun off, which is great. But yeah, you would be able to do that, but I still feel Excalibur is more cheesy. Because you can just pull out the Exalted Blade, hit it across the room while running at them. You don't have to worry about getting close or making sure everything is super built and stuff like that. So yeah, I would still provide Excalibur. Plus, this is the Prime version with more energy, more health, more shield. I don't know about the regular, how much less you actually have and how tanky that one would be, right? So yeah, I would say thumbs up Excalibur. Don't sleep on him. Okay, just do not sleep on Excalibur. But with that aside, Bolt is pretty good. I'd especially if I upped his melee speed and the dude wanted to tank a little bit more, you guys would understand. Like I could DPS it, right? But at the same time, Excalibur was just raw like speed and strength at the same time. So yeah, I would advise Excalibur. And guys, I am basically Mastery 16. Yes, there's people at Mastery 30, but I mean, I would possibly be Mastery 30 if, well, my main account on PlayStation didn't get hacked a few years ago, and me having to start completely over, because I believe I made it to like Mastery 7, like 16 or 17, which means I would already be like nearly 30 or at 30, depending, like, because, you know, having to buy all the different frames back and getting into other stuff where I could have put money in elsewhere to get frames that I could have just picked up that I have now, that I wouldn't have to go back and rebuy or go recraft or anything of that nature. I would have already had those and would have just bought new frames, future, constantly leveling new shit. So I probably could have been literally Mastery 30. After this time, plus I would have like what, fucking, let's see, I'm about to be at 200 days played. I think I was at like day 300 or 400 on my other main. I'd literally be nearly 1,000 days played. Actually, probably more than that if I played every day consecutively. I'd probably be right now, like, we'll say somewhere closer to the ballpark of 100, like 1,500 days played to 2,000 days played. Yeah, it would have been so much better off. But yeah, guys, do take the thing, and this video is about how to become a F1 car. A shocking F1 car, which, by the way, is the shocking ability that this dude does, hence why it's the play on words, and then literally being able to go for speed. Very good. I guess, hope you guys enjoyed this stream and video, and please take note of some of the other stuff. Also, I do want to cover a little bit more mathematics before we get out of here. And that is just going to be, you know, whenever you get platinum, look at what the platinum costs here. So, like, for instance, 20 bucks right here with 370 platinum is the equivalent of what you're going to be buying your Warframes for. So, for instance, if I went to a frame like Oberon Prime here, which is 3 Regal Alia, or Necros Prime, which is also 3 Regal Alia, this is any frame that comes right through this spot. Start getting Regal Alia, guys. Stop getting, well, plat, because you are going to be spending more plat for a frame where people overprice them. And I say this because if I go to Regal Alia here, to get 3 Regal Alia to get 1 prime frame is 20 bucks. So to get this frame here, 20 bucks. This frame here, 20 bucks, right? With that being said, they are only worth 300 something platinum when people will sell these for way higher, which occasionally you will see people do, like, oh, Necros Prime 90 plat, which actually Necros Prime is worth well more than that. If I was to say Necros Prime's worth, you would probably end up wanting to pay more than 3 Regal Alia or more for it, just because on top of being a Warframe that is a Prime, he's a resource booster, a resource drop chance, because he actually kind of procs on the bodies to kind of force drops in a way. I say in a way. So he's like 3 items in 1 frame. So yeah, that's something you guys want to pay attention to. As Oberon here, I don't think is worth 3 Aya. I don't even think he's worth anywhere near 300 something plat. Let's be honest, he would only be worth like maybe 40 plat. That's just my feeling. Don't really care for him. But yeah, 15 is like 80. 90, so 15 would be 80, where you can come up here and grab like this pack, where, by the way guys, you're getting everything under the contains there, which is going to be Necros Prime, the Tigress Prime, the Galantine Prime, the Naru Prime Sayadana, all of these glyphs. You are going to be getting all of this different armor pieces that come with it. You'll get Oberon Prime, you'll get the Sylvanegas Prime, all of these, right? And 50,000 Indo for 10 Regal Alya. Alright, which by the way, for me to get that, I would have to go for this one. So 80 bucks. But for 80 bucks, I get basically everything that you see in this bar. And when I say basically, I mean it is every single thing. So I get every weapon, armor pieces, Sayadanas, the actual frames, which is Necros Prime and Oberon Prime, right? Where I've already been over saying that's like 20 bucks, right? For each. So that's 40 plus like what? Another 40 in weapons, which is 80, and then the armor and stuff like that, right guys? So do not let people oversell you in Warframe. All Warframes, like I said, basically are going to be between 100, like we'll say 90 plat to about 370, I believe it was. All of them. Does not matter which one, because when they come through here, they're literally just 20 bucks, which is the equivalent of 370 plat. That's every frame. Weapons, 2 Regal Alya, not 3. And to get any weapon, right, again, it's going to be 20 bucks, because there's nothing that goes lower than 3 Regal Alya. But at the same time, you got to remove 1. So if we were going by the price, 3 for 19, that's what, like $7-8 per Alya, something like that. Nah, probably a little more. You guys get the idea. You would have to work out the math that way to figure out the actual worth that you would actually be paying in platinum. But I can tell you it's not going to be the $20. It's probably going to be something more along the lines of the $10. And it's not going to be as expensive, right? So that's what I'm saying. 4 weapons at $10 is 40. So yeah, that'd be 80. Which actually balances out how these packs work. So yeah, pretty much the price ranges I've been giving you guys constantly on the daily is the proper prices things should be, not what people are asking for. And the reason I can say that, because if I do this and I go over, you're going to see people asking for, like, right here. Hold on, let me prime example this, right? This, which is a mod, 900 plat. No, I already went over Warframes are only worth like between 90 to about 370 plat. A card that just makes them better is never going to cost more. All this is doing is just buffing one aspect of a card, or a couple aspects, right? Of the actual said frame. It's not the actual item doing the damage. It is not anything. It is just a buff. It's like saying, oh, you want a little more damage? Okay. Here's a card that gives you extra damage. You're still the one doing the damage. You're still doing all the stuff. All this does is just ups your damage, right? And I'm going to price it more than the physical weapon is absurd. Same with like frames. I'm going to price it more than the physical frame is absurd. So with that being said, if Warframes are, let's say, 90 to 370 plat, that, if it's a card, should only be something like 40 to 150 plat at most. And weapons should be something like 70 to 200 plat even only. So yeah, pretty much, guys, don't overpay. Guys, do not. It's not worth it. I've showed you guys the actual real pricing of what the weapons and Warframe should be. Cards that boost them should not cost more than the actual objects themselves. Okay? Ever. Ever. Don't care. Ever. Never should. But, as always, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Till next time, stay awesome.